amazing. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another wonderful live trading room session with Lachlan. That is back finally from his very short, um, how not really vacation, work trip, but he's back,
Work trip.
guys and girls. He's back. So we are ready to go for another live trading room with Samurai Day Trading. So Lachlan, thank you so much for being with us for another session. I will say we are planning wonderful things. Just just saying, we have upcoming things. We're already talking about 2026. I don't know if you are already getting ready for the next year, but we are. We're thinking about that. So without
We are
further ado, enjoy today's market. I heard it's quite good, quite interesting. How did Lachlan say? Very happy market. So
very happy market today. Yeah.
we're ready to go. We're ready to go. So guys and girls,
Very
enjoy.
good.
As always, I will join again towards the end.
Sounds awesome. All right. So, hi guys and girls. Lockie here. How are you? I hope you are amazing. I hope you are amazing. Now, I'm going to get a quick little check of the Q and A, guys, if I can, in Zoom, making sure that everybody can hear me. G'day, g'day. Yep, that's a 5x5. So fantastic. G'day, Pete. How are you, mate? I hope you're fantastic. I hope everything is well. Young Steve, mate, well done. Mate, thank you for your comments in the virtual LTR today. A lot of you may not be aware that we have a virtual live trading room that runs all day. So that's always good fun. It's very tempting to log in. So g'day everybody, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. Good. So we're good. The sound is going great. Sound is going great. So Isaac, welcome. I'm back from Bali. I'm back from Bali now. Please do excuse my jumper, guys. Excuse my jumper. I've come back from 31 degrees in Bali. 31 degrees. It's currently outside here in the mountains of Japan. It's 4 degrees. So normally I have a very polite collar on today, guys. Today, if you don't mind, I'm going to be going with a. I could say I'm sponsored by Kathmandu today, guys. It is cold. Christian, how are you? I hope you're fantastic. So, guys, welcome to the live trading room. We're going to be running the session today, guys, for TTP. So, very exciting to do that for you. Guys, I tell you what, something that many of you may not know. Many of you may not know. Our annual conference, guys, our annual sort of trading and get together, guys. That is planned for the first Saturday in December. Guys, first Saturday in December. So we're getting our guest speakers lined up at the moment for that, and they are going to be really good fun. Right, so if you can spare some time on the first Saturday in December, guys, we're going to do our first Samurai annual fully digital conference, so you can attend from anywhere in the world. And I know that someone's going to ask the question, Lockie, is it going to be recorded? The answer is yes, it will be recorded. so if you can't get there on the day, guys, you don't have to miss out. You don't have to miss out. So, guys, let's get into it. What we're going to be doing today, we're going to be running a live trading room. Now, for many of you, you might know my history. I've been running live trading rooms since around about, guys, August, September 2009. So either actually calling the trades in the live trading room or actually running the live trading room myself. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Guys, there's basically 4 reasons why we love live trading rooms. For me, number one, guys, it's immediate proof of performance. If you see me looking to the right, I'm just watching the FJAX charts move around. I do believe today, guys, we're going to have a really good little trading session today. Guys, what we're going to be doing, ultimately building confidence in what we do. Guys, I love live charts because there's absolutely nowhere to hide. So we're not forecasters. We don't talk about, wow, I wish you had bought Bitcoin 10 years ago. Anybody could do that, guys. So again, we're not going to do that. And finally, AMA, guys, the AMA format. Guys, ask me any format. Well, ask me anything, I should say. Ask me anything format. So if I do something in the charts today, guys, and you're not 100% sure as to why we're doing what we're doing, guys, it's a great format, particularly the last 15 minutes of the hour. It's a great format to ask. Now, guys, because we are simulcasting typically between 12 and 14 countries, guys, not only are we live on YouTube, but we're live on other social medias. Guys, we'll run through what I believe are the most comprehensive set of customer caution notices that we can. Guys, particularly for those that are in Australia, these CCNs are designed to be as strict as they need to be, So firstly, guys, we're trading futures. Some of you are trading CFDs. What does that mean? We're going to be trading on margin. What does that mean? You borrow a little bit of money every time you take a trade. So what does that mean? There are two risks in trading. There's the risk of making money and also losing money. That risk is amplified by the use of margin. So what it means, as in what you will find today, we are very, very much professional risk controllers. We will talk about exactly how much risk is on the trade. Now, many of you that have already studied the 101 course, so if you've studied the 101 course by Samurai, you do know exactly where to put your stop loss, where to put your target, how long to hold the trade for, all this kind of stuff. As if you're not 100% aware of that, please do not be shy. Please ask, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best to guide you through that process as we roll through. Now, another point to mention, guys, everything we do today is general information only. The past performance of all financial products is no longer allowed to be used as a indication of future performance. We were allowed to up until around 4 years ago, and then the particularly the Australian regulators said, okay, we're not going to allow you to do that. So again, if you do want to follow what we're doing, guys, if you want to have a look at some of the performance that we've been up to, you can jump on all of the Samurai social medias, guys. They're all there, and that runs you through it. Now, guys, there's another thing we do need to talk about today called market risk factors. The reason being is that we're trading over the internet, so that some days is really, really exciting. Other days it offers challenges. So I'm going to do my best to guide you in and out of the market as best as I can, as per the 101 trading strategy and course. Suffice to say, guys, you may not be able to get into the market where you want to, as you also may not be able to get out where you want to. There could be a little bit of slippage or something, particularly if you're using a VPN. As if you're using a VPN, you might find that occasionally the latency that VPN creates sometimes slows your entry into the market. Now, guys, who am I and where have I come from? So in a long story short, I'm from Australia, guys, currently living in Japan, working out of Singapore, 15 years in the Australian Regular Army, which was absolutely incredible. Guys, I'm the head coach, presenter, and system architect behind Samurai Day Trading. So ultimately, as all I have done since the 1st of August 2007, all I've done is breathe trading. That's all I've done. Now, our social medias, guys, are there for you. Now, the TikTok social media, if you're massively into TikTok, please don't laugh. TikTok only started about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, don't laugh. Guys, that being said, YouTube, guys, we're cruising up. We're just under at the moment, just over 230,000 views on YouTube. So the goal, guys, by the end of the year is to get up to 250,000 views. That's just a personal goal, guys. YouTube doesn't turn around and go, wow, look at you. However, guys, that's the goal. And there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, guys. All of our Ninja Trader help videos are all there ready to rock and roll. So again, social media is ready there. Guys, if you've got any questions about what we're going to be doing today, guys, particularly if you want to attend the annual conference, so if that is something you would like to do, guys, all you need to do is email info@samuraidaytrading.com. As it is 4 Saturdays away, so it's a fair while away. But we are winding into Christmas, and I don't know about you guys, but the year seems to be getting faster and faster and faster. So annual conference, 4 Saturdays away, guys. First Saturday in December starts at 9 a.m. Sydney time. It's 9 a.m. Sydney time. Naji, to get the 101 course is available through Samurai, so you would want to get in contact with Samurai, and they will help you out. And work out exactly where you are and what you're doing. So I said, look, what to expect today? What to expect today is ultimately, Naji, great question. Everything we're doing today, in fact, everything on YouTube, Naji. So if you go and have a look at, the last 10 videos on YouTube, they're only 60 seconds each. But if you were to go and do that, what you'll find is we focus on these things on the left-hand side every day. So CSA stands for candlestick analysis. In fact, for those that are trading the FDAX, there is an incredible short, guys, setting up on the FDAX right now. So if you are an FDAX trader, watch for that short. What we focus on also is delta trading. So there is an algorithm running behind the charts, guys, that you're going to see when we get into the charts. It basically tells you exactly when to enter and exit your trades, guys. It's called the delta. On my screen today, I'll be running delta 1 and also delta 2. So delta V1, delta V2. As there is a delta V3, guys, so a slightly more complex indicator again that we're going to be launching at this stage for the annual conference. As it's an even more powerful indicator than the delta V2, which is really, really good fun. As all the way down to the bottom, number 10 and number 12, ratios and candle dominance. Guys, that's been enormous in my trading career. So since around 2009, that's been really good fun. And goes all the way down the bottom. We use A, B, C, and stair step, which I can mark for you. We use A, B, C, and stair step to basically work out who's in command of the market and ultimately take advantage of it. Down the bottom, guys, down the bottom of this slide, we always let the market do the heavy lifting. So basically, the market is going to tell us exactly when to get in, exactly when to get out, how long to hold the trade for, how much risk we're going to be holding, and similar things. So, guys, today, because we are very, very much focused on risk, I'll be focused on making sure that you do not get into a trade with too much risk. So I'll talk about that. We'll also talk about risk offset. Now, what do I mean by risk offset? Is if we get a really good trade with, say, 50 ticks at risk on the NASDAQ, then I'll be asking everybody to try and offset that risk by going for 50 ticks. But we'll talk about that as we get into it. Those squares, purple squares, that's our chart layout. So just be super clear. The S&P 500 is the biggest market in the world, bar none. It's a really, really good filter for the NASDAQ. The FESX, as we roll into the European Open, by volume, is actually the biggest market in the world at this time. So we'll be using the FESX as a filter for the FDAX. All right, so let's jump into the charts. Because I've been doing a ton of preparation in here for you. So let me just get that rocking and rolling, and we should be able to see charts. Let me just double check. Just double checking. Can I get a double confirmation that we can see charts right across the board? Oh, that NASDAQ's reversed off the same level again. Awesome, Juice. Thank you very much. So, NASDAQ traders, as you can probably appreciate, it takes a little bit of time to set this up. NASDAQ traders, you have an absolutely textbook. Guys, right here, you've got an absolutely textbook short, which is set up and already moved through its 50 and 60 tick target quite happily. As for those that trade the pre-market for the NASDAQ, as you guys have cruised back up, you've hit exactly the same Fibonacci levels again. And again, you've probably got, in fact, you have an identical sell signal here on the NASDAQ as well. So for those of you who are already trading in the pre-market, as a bit of a reference tool, there's a really, really, really lovely short just here, and there's also a really, really lovely short just here. Okay, so two really, really awesome shorts. Now, again, what's fueling the selling? What's fueling the selling? Right up the top of the screen here, can you guys see that we're basically trading off the 133 fib extension off the 60-minute chart? Okay, right up the top here, there's the 133 extension. That is normally where the NASDAQ loves to fail, particularly at this time of the day. So it's basically cruised up there and it's failed at not only the 240 high, but it's also failed at the 133 extension. So for everybody, that 133 fib extension is the NASDAQ's, or one of the NASDAQ's favorite numbers, and that is currently off the 60-minute chart. Okay, now let's build this a little bit further. I will say to the NASDAQ traders, I don't think the NASDAQ is going to scream to the downside just yet. The reason being is down the bottom left-hand corner, is the S&P 500 is not quite yet at its 133 extension. So the S&P is running into this 90% green Fibonacci. That's off the 4-hour chart. So they're clearly proving to you the Fibonacci is absolutely brilliant. S&P traders, just likewise, goes right on the turn of the hour. You had a really, really lovely short that's gone through its targets. That short has just been reloaded again, and that's also starting to move through its targets. All right? So the challenge for everybody today, guys, whether you are brand new to this session, guys, who's brand? We've got quite a few brand news today. Naji, just for you, what we're going to be doing, Naji, is we're going to be trying to hold every trade we get on the 5-minute chart. We're going to try and hold that for 15 minutes. All right. Now the reason being, Naji, this might blow you away, but that's always good fun. As this little candle here, so this little candle we're talking about here on the NASDAQ, it maximized its profit after 15 minutes. All right. Then the market reversed. And this little static bar reversal short, you can see this little -4 rated static bar reversal short, that's also started to maximize its profit in 15 minutes. All right, so you find this beautiful correlation, a beautiful correlation between the 5-minute chart and the 15-minute chart. Really, a really important point. Now, let's blow up we'll blow up the S&P 500. I want to show you some very, very key market levels. So we're all on the same sheet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put our little arrow, guys, back up at the 133, fib extension. Guys, just to remind everybody it's there. If we were to buy the market, so if we were to buy the markets quite hard today, so if we were to buy hard, then the S&P may try and get to 6,900, which is actually a daily swing trigger long. So just be aware, if we do get up there, guys, it's going to get a wriggle on. Mind you, the NASDAQ does not have a matching buy signal. All right, so for those people that love daily chart signals, 6,900, incredible long on the S&P. If the S&P was to chase 6,900, guys, which is a long way from where we are now at this stage, but if they were to target 6,900, guys, it's going to drag the NASDAQ with it. Guys, so we're just going to have to keep an eye on that key level. Now, cruising across here, as I'll go to the daily chart, or what we call the 1440-minute chart, Johnny Low Tide, absolutely impeccable second-tier reversal. So well done. Now, that being said, I've got a message here. So I've got a message saying, Lockie, is the trading room on today? Yes, the trading room is on today. Now, guys, this is one of our brand new traders actually over in Australia. So let me send him a message. So, in fact, Johnny Low Tide, can you please reach out to Toby, as in Platinum Advanced Course Toby, and just guide him on how to get into this session? Would be incredible. Please. Okay, now, as what we got here, we've got the daily chart. What I want to highlight most importantly, we have a very, very strong daily signal. So for those that don't know how we do what we do, this is a static bar reversal long. It's got a 35-point rating underneath it. What does that mean? Is we're going to get typically 3 days worth of buying, which is 1, 2, 3. As now at this point in time, because we have a lower low, as we may get a swing trigger long. If we get a swing trigger long, that may go for another 3 days, which will take us all the way through to Monday next week. So very key point for the S&P traders. I see this minus 22 rated candle just here. If we get above that candle, that is the swing trigger point, guys, and the S&P will go quite nicely. Just a warning order on that, guys. I am expecting, so the actual sign off. Well done, Giz, nice work. The sign off for the US in shutdown, guys. So the US in shutdown, that paperwork hit Donald Trump's desk about 5 hours and 47 minutes ago. Why am I mentioning this? As I believe when Donald Trump signs the paperwork to say we are no longer in shutdown, I do believe the S&P 500 in particular is going to be very, very bullish as a result of that. Guys, so that 6,900 level is very important because that's when the daily long triggers at 6,900. It's likely to go for 3 days. If it does go for 3 days, it's going to push the S&P 500 beyond its all-time high. So we're looking at brand new all-time highs for the S&P 500 if they can trigger, guys, and hold that 6,900 long. It's really, really important. Now for today, for the little people like us down here on the 5-minute chart, as we are at the moment, we're pushing up to very, very key levels on the 4-hour chart. So what does that ultimately mean? There's a really lovely 4-hour reversal on the chart just here. Effectively, what have the buyers done? As they've pushed back up into that reversal, they're getting stuck at the 4-hour Fibonacci. So for those that are short, as if you're short on the S&P 500 off the 4-hour 90, as then you've basically picked up a really, really lovely trade. Steve, how are you? And what we're ultimately hoping to do is get these guys to cruise back down to around about this red 50 Fibonacci, which for the S&P is a long way to the downside. Mind you, as we know at this point in time of the day, the S&P is not in charge. The FESX is in charge. So we're just going to have to keep a very, very close eye on what the FESX does. Here's our 60-minute chart. So effectively, as we're going to come into the European Open. If we get a really, really strong 60-minute candle here, guys, so a big, strong CORPC bar, we can actually expect these guys to move down first. Okay, move down first. So, mate, you've got 668, 227, 668. Okay, I'll go and have a look at the NASDAQ. So I'm assuming, mate, Steve, by saying that you're actually short at the moment on these markets, guys, because if Steve is short, that agrees with the 4-hour chart. Spot on. Okay, so that agrees with the 4-hour chart synopsis, as we were talking about before. So all the way down, guys, all the way down to the 15-minute chart. For those that know, the 15-minute chart is actually closed and run down a second tier reversal short. At this point in time, guys, we'd keep a very, very close eye. So very, very close eye on how far these sellers can go on the S&P 500. I'll give you that little extension there, guys. They normally go a little bit further around that 161.8 extension. A very key level here, guys, on the 15-minute chart. Super key level will be, can the sellers on the S&P close below the black line I've just drawn on the chart for you here? Let me just straighten that line out. If we close below that line, guys, we've got an ABC reversal short. If they can't close below that, we're going to get a long. Now, as much as these guys are highly likely to watch what the FESX is doing, as the S&P is entitled to drag us around a little bit, particularly for the NASDAQ traders. So as I drop down, guys, on the S&P 500, you can see effectively the shorts that we were speaking about before. The shorts have triggered again. They've gone very, very, very well. Now we're hitting fairly extreme Fibonacci, guys, for this time of day. I wouldn't be surprised if they turn around and try and climb. Wouldn't be surprised if they try and climb back the other way. Okay, now we'll keep building, guys. We'll keep building. Now my challenge to everybody, guys, so my challenge, even if we've just run our advanced course, as our advanced trading course in Bali. It was the biggest advanced course that I have ever conducted, guys. So it was the biggest by a long way. My challenge to everybody today, guys, whether you have or have not attended that course, I do want you to try and hold your trades for a minimum of 15 minutes. Now, particularly, guys, if you get the S&P 500 agreeing with the NASDAQ. If you are short on the FDAX, guys, okay, that's the candle I was sending you short on, guys, when we started talking. If you're short on that one, also try and hold that for 15 or so minutes, guys, if you can. Okay, now, we've done S&P 500. We'll shoot up to the NASDAQ. This will slowly get faster and faster. Right? For those that are brand new in the session, guys, these are the delta signals running through here. So we're going to be basically selling on these little red diamonds, and we're going to be buying on the black diamonds. We'll just see how they wriggle on. As they are an incredible signal, but today I think the volatility is going to lift very fast. We're going to get a lot of delta trades, guys. So make sure that you are trading those deltas in agreement with the 101 signals. Now down to the NQ daily chart, guys. There's no surprises here. Other than the S&P 500's got the daily long, the NASDAQ does not. So the NASDAQ does not have a daily long. So what we want to keep a very close eye on, guys, is if the S&P does decide to run, then it's probably going to take the NASDAQ with it out of sympathy. We'll drop down to the 4-hour charts. Guys, at this point in time, we are already this is the third candle. So we are 3 candles into a 4-hour long, which has already produced really lovely profit. So it's understanding these trades normally run for 3 candles. This is a sign that the NASDAQ is highly likely to turn, guys, and start moving to the downside, particularly if Europe does. That's what I'm thinking Europe is going to do. Okay, down to the 60-minute chart. Guys, I'm looking for phases of movement. At this point in time, I've got 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. So you got 1, 2, then a clear step, 1, 2, 3. So I have actually 3 phases of movement up. Now, why is that, guys? Why is that important? For those that are new to what we do, normally the 60-minute chart will move in 3 phases. We call it 3 steps in a stumble. At this point in time, we're in the stumble. If we get a really strong 60-minute close, guys, which it looks like that's what we're going to get, guys, we get a strong 60-minute close, then I believe every market is going to move down first before it goes up. All right, dropping down to the 5-minute chart. Anybody who is short, right? So this is the one that I labeled up, guys, on the turn of the hour before the webinar started. You may have picked up this short over here as well, for those of you that like trading really strong candles. As for those brand new to us today, guys, the key to success today, Steve, well done. The key will be strength and delta, right? So that's how we're going to navigate these guys today using the strength indicator. For those that are brand new, that's our volatility indicator on the left-hand side. Guys, that is suggesting to us that we are going to have a very, very awesome session today. I'm going to bring this Asian high across, guys, because, again, if these guys can't bust and hold the Asian high, which is exactly what's occurred, they're going to go for the Asian low. Let me just double check. The Asian low, wow, the Asian low is a very, very long way away. So a very long way. Okay, so the Asian lows all the way down here. All right, so that's a huge potential move. All right, so let's just keep an eye on them because the beauty of what we do is they follow patterns every day. So we'll just get ready for what they do. So again, for the experienced traders, you're already putting profit into the chat, which is fantastic. If you're short from the first trade, it's gone well. If you're short from the second trade, obviously that's gone even better. Right? Now, for those of you who are into reversing, as these long range ones are all second tier reversals. I hope you can learn. Anton, brand new to the trading room. That is a baptism. That's baptism by fire, Anton. So, hello. Anton, best thing to do, mate, watch and observe. Again, please jump on me if you've got any questions at all. We do have our own kind of language. We do have our own language. We do have our own lingo. But I've been doing this. I've been doing this since 2009. So August 2009, I started. So we've been doing this for a little while. Now, as we've got around 3 minutes into the gun goes, so I've got to get a bit of a wriggle on. For the FESX, we're reversing off the 100% daily extension. We've got a gap to close on this candle. We've got a gap to close on the next one. So highly likely, guys, we're going to go down on the European markets. As the danger chart for everybody today, even if you trade the American market, is the FESX. As that tiny little candle there, that 3-rated candle, that is a very, very dangerous candle for everybody today. Guys, it's really, really good for Steve and everybody else if you're already short. Guys, because we have the potential to go short and run short for a fair distance. Anybody short on the FDAX, if you were able to hold that short for 15 minutes, you're now looking at 25 to 30 points worth of profit, which is very exciting if you could hold it. FESX 60-minute chart, look at this. Wow. That needs a Fibonacci extension on it. That needs an extension, but ultimately they should be typically failing around the 161.8 extension, which is where they've failed, and now we're peeling back to the 100. So the 100 extension for the FESX will be a stall point, probably be a little bit more buying on open before we turn around and sell back the other way. Ralph, how are you? I hope you're fantastic. Okay, now if you're brand new, to what we do, then awesome. We've got 1 minute and 57 seconds till the gun goes. So just prepare. For those of you that don't trade the opening candle of FDAX, particularly if you're brand new, please just watch. I can get rid of that Fibonacci extension at this stage. These sellers, guys, if you are short on that FDAX candle, this is the one we spoke about earlier. Literally as we came in, if you're short on that, guys, and you could hold it for 15 minutes, 1, 2, 3, you guys are bolting to the downside, right, which is a really lovely spot to be. Now, at this stage, guys, I'll do some Fibonacci work for you. 1 minute and 20 seconds until the gun goes. There will be a gap Fibonacci here. Guys, I don't believe that's going to be a great deal of influence for us today because these guys are about to close the gap. So more likely, they've just closed the gap, which means we're in for a very volatile session. Just as I do that for you. Bring this across, guys, we've closed the gap on the FDAX. So for all that know, guys, when we close the gap on the FDAX in the pre-market, it means we're highly likely to have a very volatile trading session. Okay, now, again, for those that have just come off the advanced program as well, the short that I've highlighted for you is a second tier reversal short, and that is running pretty hard, guys, running pretty hard to the downside. All right, now, if you are not short already, guys, for some of you are short already on the S&P or the NASDAQ, if you're not short already, then please just wait for the opening candle to decide what it's going to do. Now, the opening candle is likely to be quite volatile today, guys. So if you don't trade the opening candle, please be careful. At this stage, I would suggest for the opening candle traders, as we would be looking for, okay, they are very, very volatile today. It's very, very volatile today. All right, now we have, let's just let this opening candle go. All right, let me get rid of some Fibonacci's for you. So anybody who's currently short, is you're going to hold short as long as you can. I'm going to do some Fibonacci work for you guys in the background to find that 133 extension. Okay, we are nowhere near that 133 extension yet. Okay. Just let them roll through, guys. We're looking for the opening candle to go climactic. So that's an extreme volume indication. That's going to show us that the sellers are potentially running out of steam. We have not got that indication yet. Right, so we have not got that indication yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For those that trade a pre-market box, guys, now we've gone climactic. For those on FDAX that trade the pre-market box, your risk is currently around 30 points. So that'll be slightly over your risk profile, We do have a gap to close, guys, which is a very, very long way from where we are right now. Okay, so anybody short on the S&P or the NASDAQ or the FDAX, guys, you may be short from the signal I called before. It is a second tier reversal short. If you are short on that, guys, you're going to try and hold that as long as you can. 25632, then we will confirmation of the 4 hour short. 25632. 25632. Thank you. So guys, very key level 25632 down here. If the NASDAQ goes any lower than that, we're going to be in 4 hour shorts and these guys are going to tumble. Now, FDAX at this stage, we haven't got to the normal Fibonacci extension we get to. Guys, we've hit the 100 extension. We normally go to the 133. I'll just double check my Fibonacci is correct. Yes, that is the Fibonacci we normally use. So for the FDAX traders, we're treading very carefully at this point in time. Guys, I note that the FESX has already traveled to the 50 fib of the day in the cash market. So that will take away the buyer's petrol. Guys, taking away the buyer's petrol. Now, again, we'll just let these guys bop along. Just let them do what they do. I'd suggest at this stage, as for the FDAX or NASDAQ, you are picking up a previous pivot reversal. So for those that trade off pivots, let me make this a little bit bigger for you. If you are a single touch reversal trader, you're waiting for these guys to sell down through the pivot, you've already gone long over the top of that. Right, the 133 fib extension for the FDAX traders has just been touched. It's just been touched. I would be relatively careful, guys, on the FDAX. So that's code for don't take a long trade on FDAX. Guys, normally the FDAX will touch that level a lot earlier, in the candle and rebound a lot faster. So I would suggest for the FDAX traders, the next trade we're probably looking for is a long off the previous pivot. So a long off the previous pivot would be good fun. S&P at this stage, no new entries. The only thing I've got for the single touch reversal traders on NASDAQ. Guys, if you are long on NASDAQ, I want you to hold that trade for 15 minutes, please. FDAX traders, if you wait for the 133 extension to get hit and then go long over the top of the 100 extension, be aware you've got around 25 points of risk. So for the FDAX traders, that's right on your risk tolerance, and you are in the last 90 seconds of the candle. So you might be a little bit careful. on FDAX until we get this candle closing. Now, again, if you follow the algorithm, we have got a climactic candle. We have got a failure at the 133. Obviously, that's winding back. Even if you entered over the top of the 100, it's going in the right direction. Just be aware, guys, though, if you've missed the trade, it wasn't textbook perfect. Guys, it wasn't what we normally get. NASDAQ traders, that black diamond delta is valid long. So you can see the black diamond delta on my screen. If you do trade the opening candle, guys, then that is a valid trade. S&P 500 has an identical trade. For the advanced traders on NASDAQ, you've gone long off the previous pivot. Guys, if you've done that, then you've already gone at least 50, 60, 70 ticks to the high side. Guys, I do want you to try and hold the long for around about 15 minutes. Okay, climactic reversal, guys, is setting up on the FDAX. What I'm looking for is a nice little sell down. Guys, a nice little sell down. Don't run without us, please, the FDAX. don't run without us. That would not be very nice. Let me just check if that's a 60-minute low point. It is a 60-minute low. Okay. So for the FDAX traders, I'm looking for a long. So I'm looking for what I'm looking for is, again, I want sellers to push down, guys, get below this 133 Fibonacci extension, get below, well below that, and then come back through. The backup trade is a previous pivot. Now, for those of you on NASDAQ who are long on the Delta, guys, your target ideally, guys, with this volatility should be a minimum of 20 ticks. Right, so NASI traders, a minimum of 20 ticks. So I'll give you a target, guys. I'll give you a target estimator for the new traders. Okay, so this is what I would seek the NASDAQ to do, right, as a minimum. Now, those that can hold for longer are going to try and hold that for as long as you possibly can. FDAX traders, if you're being very, very careful, Cody, thank you, mate. We have a failed to new 60-minute 76 on FDAX. We have failed at the new 60-minute 76. Thank you. Right, NASDAQ traders who are long on the NASDAQ Delta, guys, you've literally just teased your profit target. I would suggest that's probably going to go again. Guys, some of you trade for 1/3 or 1/4 of the PVI as your target, so you'd be looking at a 16 to 17 tick target. For the NASDAQ traders who go for 20 ticks, I'd suggest your 20 tick target's looking pretty secure at this point in time. All right, so again, for the experienced traders, you're on a first tier reversal on the NASDAQ and therefore short range targets first. All right, that has just gone through its 20 tick target. S&P, if you are on the Delta, you're looking for a 4 tick target, please. All right, so if I was long on the NASDAQ, I'd be looking for a 20 tick first target. I was probably a 100 tick second target, and I would like to see this candle close in the positive so we can do some very, very responsible risk reduction. If you are long on NASDAQ, that black diamond Delta, guys, in fact, let me just watch the FDAX very carefully here. If you were waiting, guys, if you were waiting at the 133, so the sold back down, tag this, and then come back through to the 133, you've gone long over the top of the 133. The black diamond Delta here, guys, has got around 5, 10, 15, 20, around 25 points of risk, so it's right on the risk tolerance. For those that have gone long, well done, Shelton. Nice work. Cody, well done. So, guys, Cody's got a new 76 Fibonacci here. So, again, massive well done. That goes to there. Perfect positioning. So, for those that have gone long on NASDAQ, guys, you've gone through your first target, and then you control your risk. So, for those that are brand new, please, once we've gone through our first target, make sure you hold no risk on your long-range targets. So if this is not the turning point in the market, okay, then we're not going to get strangled on a silly little trade. All right, now, FDAX at this stage, we're in the last 90 seconds of the candle. So for those who are brand new, please understand we do not take trades on the FDAX in particular in the last 90 seconds of the candle. I would suggest at this stage, guys, we are going to get the selling, a little bit more selling on the FDAX. It might try and tag the previous pivot. Cody's Fibonacci work, absolutely brilliant. Pete, you got 16 times 2 and 31 on the NQ. Right? That's fantastic. Right? That's absolutely fantastic. We may on FDAX, we may be picking up a static bar reversal long. Now, my challenge to everybody, guys, who's trading today, if you've got a little bit of experience, please try and hold the trades for a minimum of 15 minutes. If we do get a second tier reversal, which we have got on all markets simultaneously, guys, that was the short we were speaking about earlier. They have absolutely flown, which is always positive. Just hold on one sec. All right, come from 31 degrees, guys, in Bali. So 31 degrees in Bali to outside in Japan. As at the moment, it feels like around about 4 degrees. Now, let me just... so my mouse was misbehaving for the moment. Now it's back again. All right, so let me make sure that's working. So for the FDAX traders, whoops, I've got a Ninja Trader slowing right down. Just hold on one sec. My FDAX little clock has frozen on me. I've still got candles moving though. So for the FDAX traders at this stage, the black diamond Delta long, Guys, at 457, if you can hold the risk, is a valid trade leading into a ratio-based static bar reversal. Guys, now if you can hold the FDAX long at 457, guys, you're going for a 5-point first target and a 10-point second target, please. So FDAX is at 9 points towards the 10-point, straight through its 10-point target. Guys, I've got a frozen clock on FDAX. All right, so I might have to do a little bit of tinkering with that. +5, Andy, nice work. So anybody that's long on FDAX, guys, my target entry was the Black Diamond Delta. We're looking for 5s, 10s, and 25s, please. 5s, 10s, and 25s. For the experienced traders, come on FDAX. For the experienced traders, you're going to try and hold that for a minimum of 25 points, please. Now, for those that don't know, guys, a 25-point trade on FDAX is $1,000. So if you are going to be long on that Black Diamond Delta, guys, we want it to go through, for the new traders, a 77 target would be amazing. For those who have gone long for 5s and 10s, guys, no risk on your long range target, please. So for those that are new to what we do, guys, please bring your stop loss to +2 or +3. On the FDAX, your entry is at exactly 57. You want it to go 5s, 10s, and maybe 20s, but if it doesn't want to go there just yet, guys, please don't carry any risk on the trade. Very important point. Now, that is only a second tier reversal, guys. Sorry, it's a first tier reversal on FDAX. Yes, we are at the all-time high, guys. That's very important, and we're heading into Swissy PPI news. In fact, the PPI news has gone through, and it was a bit of a non-event. So I would suggest, guys, again, for the NASDAQ traders, we're going to trade statically today, just so we make sure we don't get on the wrong side of the market. For FDAX, if you took the Delta long after we had confirmation that the sellers had run out of steam, then you've traded very, very well. Cody was on the money, guys, with that Fibonacci. So what does it mean? Some of you may have looked on the FDAX. Some of you may have actually looked for a double failure reversal off Cody's 76s, guys. If you've done that, that's obviously gone quite well as well. Okay, this is exactly why, guys, on NASDAQ, we use an early first target, then we control our risks so no one can lose any money. Guys, and then if the market is not ready to reverse and go a very long way, guys, then ultimately it doesn't matter for us. Now, for the FDAX traders, guys, you are loading a swing trigger short. For those that trade swing triggers, guys, your entry is a sell order at 449, please. Now, if you do trade swing triggers, guys, you've got a short at 449. Just double checking, 100% correct. So if you are a selling trader, guys, we've taken a long. It's gone through its first and second targets, guys. It's now turning around. If we do tag 449, guys, on the FDAX, it will be a swing trigger short. Guys, now, again, what is going to factor into what we're doing today, guys, is the FESX is already touching its all-time highs. So if it comes up to the all-time highs and fails badly, we're going to get a really nice sell down, and then the FDAX is obviously going to respond in kind. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, at this stage, guys, we're going to trade statically for you guys. It means we're going to wait for the candle to close, and then we're going to look for a trade. So let these candles count down. 104 to go. FDAX has got, you see those FDAX traders, the buyers got annihilated on FDAX. So the short, guys, there is a short on for the FDAX traders, guys. If you are a swing trigger trader, it's a 49 entry, 44 first target. So 49 to 44. We are in the last 90 seconds of the candle. Guys, so if you don't mind the last 90 seconds, as that short engages at 49, they are probably going to move pretty quick. Right now, swing triggers, eyes in the last 90 seconds are only for those people. Oh, boom. All right, so if you are short at 49, on the FDAX, guys, your first target is 44, and it's already touched 43. That'll give you an idea of how quickly swing triggers move. For the junior traders, that's not your trade, right? For the junior traders, that's not your trade. For the senior traders, obviously, that's gone very well, very quickly. All right, now, at this stage, NASDAQ and S&P 500, I cannot send you short through a pivot. I can only send you long, right? FDAX traders, you are looking, oh, wow. All right. FDAX traders, guys, again, I can't send you short. I can only send you long. All right. Now, what's just occurred? Guys, what's just occurred? Again, if you're a single touch reversal trader, the NASDAQ has gone close enough to the gap, guys, in order to allow you to get into the trade up to 10 ticks over the top of the gap, which is 25650, right? So for those who know what they're doing today, guys, you've cruised down, efficient candles short. I can't send you short with the pivot. I can only send you long. Guys, I can only send you long. Now, Ninja's just having a little bit of a data connection at the moment. So let me just work out, right, we're back. Looks like we're back. So for those that trade, guys, for those that say, Lockie, I can't go down, very strong candle straight into a pivot on both US markets, I can only go long. Some of you may be long over the top of the gap on the NASDAQ. Right? For the FDAX traders, I'm looking for a lower low. Guys, I'm looking for a lower low. At this point in time, I don't have that lower low. If you did trade the swing trigger, guys, you're obviously looking for a 5-point trade. It's gone quite happily 5 points. Got back down to Cody 76s again. Turned around and has gone back the other way. So very, very well done on that. Remy, you're long off the gap. Now for the junior traders, guys, if you want to go long off the gap in a more traditional style, you've got to wait for the sellers to sell down through the gap. We're going to wait for this candle to close, and then we're going to place the trade, all right, which is not for 3 minutes time. So the difference, guys, typically between a brand new trader and an experienced trader is the brand new trader will wait for the candle to close. Guys, in order to trade statically, that's what I personally do, guys. That's what we've done on the FDAX today, and that has paid us some pretty heavy dividends, which is really exciting. Now, the 133 fib, the 133 fib on FDAX that these guys absolutely love, is just here, right? So for the 133 fib extension traders, if you waited for these guys to cruise down, fail on the second candle and go long over the top of the 133, that's produced a series of winning trades for the FDAX traders, which is well done. Now, at this stage, guys, Americans, I can't send you short. I can only send you long. So please don't be romanced, guys, by that little delta there on the screen. If we do close down heavily here, guys, then we're going to go short, and it's going to be really impressive. Junior traders, you're waiting for this candle to close, please. Now, FDAX, I was really looking for a lower low. Guys, the reason I want a lower low, just on this candle here, I want a lower low. I want it cruising down here, failing at these Fibonacci's, so I could send you long again on the delta, guys, as a reloaded reversal signal long. I didn't quite get the lower low, so I was unable to send you long on that trade, guys, as per the 101 rules. That's quite important. Now, guys, as I said to everyone before, guys, our annual conference is 4 Saturdays, guys, 4 Saturdays from now. Guys, if you would like to come, guys, there's no charge for the annual conference. We're going to be doing a number of things. We're going to be doing delta trading, OSR trading. We're going to be doing a whole lot of cool stuff, guys. Interviewing very, very successful traders. If you want to come along, guys, 9 a.m. Sydney time. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome from all over the world, guys. So if you need information on that, just email Samurai. Guys, email Samurai. They're almost got their landing page ready to go, right? Because it's 4 weeks out, and we've just been focused very heavily on the advanced trading course in Bali, which I do believe, guys, was a raving success. It was certainly the biggest one we've ever done, which is awesome. Okay, now gap-based reversal trading, guys. Gap-based reversal trading again for the junior traders. We're waiting for the candle to close. For the senior traders, you may have waited for the sellers to sell down under the gap and gone long over the top of the gap on both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Okay, now at this stage, as my target for the NASDAQ traders, my target is that little delta long. We must close over the previous pivot. Again, let's just see what these guys do. NASDAQ has just gapped over, so the delta is tradable. The delta is tradable. I do need to check your Fibonacci. Right? I do need to check your fibs. So again, the delta is tradable. There's no question about that. We need to make sure that when the buyers push through, they push through the 50 fib of the micro trend, right, which is just there on the charts. All right, now we've got a big gap up on the start of this NASDAQ candle, which is obviously an overwhelming supply of buyers moving into the market. Volatility, guys, is 64. So ideally, your first target is going to be 20. Flip side is very, very smart. It's very, very smart. Boom, if they punish that target. It's very smart if they punish that target. If you're a little bit nervous oh, sweet. Go. I was going to say, if you're a little bit nervous, guys, when we touch the 20 tick mark off NASDAQ, if you're a little bit nervous, guys, once we touch 20 ticks, if you're going to go for a long range target, bring your stop loss into +4 or 5. You can't lose any money. Valid trades on S&P and NASDAQ simultaneously. FDAX, you're carrying a little bit too much risk at this point in time, unless you took the deltas. So note this really, really strong 4-rated candle on FDAX, guys. If you waited for the candle to close to prove its strength and you entered on the deltas, you've traded statically. Massive well done. Massive well done if you've traded statically, Giz, and for the slightly more experienced FDAX traders. NASDAQ, all right, if you are long on NASDAQ, guys, if you're long on NASDAQ off the delta, we waited for the candle to close, then we put our order on. The backup trade for the NASDAQ traders, guys, the backup trade is to enter outside the range of this candle as a ratio-based SBR to the high side. That is also a second tier reversal long for the experienced traders on NASDAQ. If you are long over the SBR, it's gone 1, 2, 3. It's gone 40 ticks to the high side already. So that means, guys and girls, please, first targets out, no risk. Please, if this is not the turning point, in the market, make early money, control your risk so you can't lose anything. So it's a zero risk trade now. And then we're going to see if we can get them to run. Anna, so Lockie, we could have taken either of the deltas on the DAX. Yes. So once the efficient candles close, Anna, and you've got a really, really strong static statement by the buyers, I'm not kidding, we are completely in control of the market now. If the sellers push down a little bit below those deltas, particularly early on in the candle, you can grab the delta and hold it for as long as you possibly can. Or if you're new to trading, please go for 5s and 10s. Geez, yeah, got it, mate. Got it. Now, NASDAQ traders. Do I have anybody long on NASDAQ for 20s and 50s, please? Right, 20s and 50s. The risk, Dan, the risk on the FDAX is measured by the retracement on the current candle. So the risk on the higher delta is around about 8 points. Right, so it doesn't have to be down here. Your risk can be behind the retracement. Yeah, mate. Again, great little lesson for everybody. So, mate, please keep asking. Remy's long off the black delta. Well done. So, NASDAQ traders, at this point in time, your trade has gone 20 ticks into profit. You've cut off all your risks, so you can't lose any money. Slightly more bigger traders are going for 20s and 50s, which you've just gone through your 50 tick target. Slightly more senior traders are going for 20 and all the way up the top of the jar, guys. So guys and girls, you're going to try and hold the long on NASDAQ for 15 minutes. Understanding, please, you have no risk on the trade. It's very important that, guys, early money, bring your risk up. Early money, bring your risk up. If these guys bolt from the Asian low all the way back to the Asian high, you have no risk on your trade. That is so important. It's so important. So your risk to reward, guys, at this point in time, let's say your stop loss was at -1 and your target is 100. You've already made money on the trade and your risk to reward ratio is 100 times in your favor. It's 100 times in your favor already, and you've already made money on the trade. That, guys, that is how, I don't want to sound like I'm jumping on my soapbox. We're only 24 minutes into the session. That is how the futures markets should be traded professionally. Very, 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 very important point. All right, so second tier reversal long on NASDAQ, guys. That's why we got the jump. Second tier reversal long on S&P. So Johnny Lowtide, I trust you are long, right? Guys, in the zone in Bali, guys. What a great name, guys. What a great name for the conference center. Has anyone heard about trading in the zone? Trading in the zone with Mark Douglas. We can now say trading in the zone at Spaces Bali. Mercy, how are you? Which exchange are we using for the NASDAQ? We're using the CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, Mercy. And for the FTAX, we're using the Eurex Exchange. All right, Eurex Exchange. Now, do I have any NASDAQ traders that are holding the trade for a minimum of 15 minutes, please? Now, we spoke about this, guys. It's here on the left-hand side. Anyone that's long on the S&P or NASDAQ, guys, please hold your trade for a minimum of 15 minutes. If you're not comfortable doing that, guys, goes for 20s and 50s or 20s and 100s or straight to 100. But please control your risk at the 20 tick mark. So if they're not going to run, you can't lose any money on the trade. It's really important. Because anyone can lose money. Anyone can lose money. It's the smart people that know when to enter and exit that make all the money. At this stage, NASDAQ traders who are long, right? NASDAQ traders who are long, we need to make sure that you've locked in a big chunk of profit, please. Remy, second target, 50 on NASDAQ. Well done, mate. That's fantastic. Do I have any FDAX traders who are long on the Delta that are trying to hold for 15 minutes? Right? Because if you are, just be aware, guys, on FDAX, you're in a tier 1 reversal. The US markets are in a tier 2 reversal. So therefore, the FDAX has probably not got the fuel to go for massive targets. Right? So just, again, if you're on the Delta, guys, you want 5s and 10s or 5, 10s and 15s. So it's already gone. It's already gone a little way. It's already gone a little way in your favor. The bottom Delta there, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's already gone 20s. So my advice to everyone, guys, please do not have any risk on any of these longs. We've gone through first targets. We've got matching longs on all markets simultaneously. If the FDAX can't go any higher, guys, it's going to plummet back down again. We say Delta. Long on Delta, where's the Delta? Mercy, how are you? So the Delta, and that is a really awesome question, Mercy. I'd love to know where you are, Mercy. That's an awesome name. So see this little black diamond thing on the S&P 500? Okay, just there. NASDAQ. So this is the Delta where I said to everybody on the NASDAQ, once this candle closes, you've got that little black diamond on the screen there. There's another one just there. So when Remy says I'm on the Delta, so Remy's a NASDAQ trader in Western Australia, and he is basically, once that Delta pops up, he's bought the market. Mercy over here on the FDAX. So on the FDAX, the first Delta we trade is this one here. Once the really strong candle closed, we grab these Deltas here. All right? So the black diamond Delta in particular on my charts is where the institutions like Deutsche Bank and other people are entering the market. So all we're doing is we're following the institutional orders in and out of the market. And we're doing that because we can get paid really quickly and really easily. If the institutions are going to push the market around, we're just going to enter off the back of the institutions. So Mercy, that is a Delta. It's a code that runs behind our charts and tells us when to trade. Now, we obviously trade as an indicator. We trade in context with the market. So we've got to be careful. We don't just push the button every time. We're a little bit selective about what we do, but the Delta runs at incredibly high success rate. It's incredibly high. Now, at the moment, guys, the FDAX is setting up another short, but we're not allowed to take the short because of our rules. All right, so we're not allowed to take the short. FDAX traders, 58 seconds. We've got our lower low. Right? So we're looking for a brand new long, but we're not going to take the long in the last 90 seconds of the candle as per the FDAX trading plan. All right, now NASDAQ, guys, off the Delta down the bottom here. This is why we do what we do. We've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. It's gone 109 ticks towards a 100 tick target. 109 ticks towards a 100 tick target. Now, what does that mean, guys? If you went long for 20s and 50s or 20s and 100, you've picked the top of the market by 9 ticks. So not only did you have an incredible entry, you had an incredible exit. Right, so everybody knows your profitability is ultimately defined by where you exit, not by how you enter. It's a little bit of a misunderstanding out there in the world of trading. Yes, so we're looking for big shorts everywhere again. So For the FDAX, you're into the 50 fib of the micro trend, guys. So I can't send you short. I can only send you long. So for the FDAX traders, at this point in time, we need the sellers to sell down, fail really badly. So let's watch for that. I'm going to target this black diamond delta over here on the left-hand side. The risk is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's right on the risk tolerance. It's right on the risk tolerance for the right on the risk tolerance, guys, of the FDAX. So for the FDAX traders, let's make sure those guys sell down really, really, really well. As if they start plummeting, just be aware, guys, the biggest market in the world at this point in time, bottom right-hand corner, is the FESX. At this point in time, they've just tried to push through their all-time high. And that has failed. So again, we're going to watch the FDAX very carefully. Live, where can you only get there every Thursday? G'day, Mercy. Hey, the live, when can only get it on Thursday? Mercy, you can come to the Samurai Day Trading Room every day if you want. All you need to do is contact Samurai and say, hey, I want access to the live trading room, please. And they will put you on a subscription for the live trading room. So, Mercy, we do this every day. As much as it's very boring, Mercy, we do the same thing every day, day after day after day. We are very good at what we do. Yeah, Samurai Day Trading, Mercy. So Samurai Day Trading out of Singapore. And if I had my Samurai shirt on, Mercy, you'd be very impressed. It's too cold. It's too cold. So I need a samurai jumper, don't I? All right, now, FDAX traders, we've had a bit of a seller push down. Now, that means that you may try and grab the strong deltas again. Right, so these strong deltas, you've got this one here, and this one here. The lower the delta, guys, the less risk, the greater the potential reward. So what does that mean? If you've grabbed the lowest delta here on FDAX at 465, your first target is 470. As obviously that's gone well. Even if you grab the highest delta here at 69, it's already gone through its first target. Okay. So now let's just keep rolling, guys. So for the NASI, very, very strong sell candle. I can't send you short into a pivot. Guys, I can't send you short into a pivot. So we're just waiting for these little Americans to sort themselves out. FDAX, if you've taken the delta long, even the highest delta at 469, your target is 5 points. So you've gone through the target. What we're looking for at this stage, guys, if you want to take the deltas again on FDAX, right? So if you do want to take the deltas again, you're looking for the sellers to sell down, either match the low or go a little bit lower, and then we're going to try and pick up the deltas. If you were very, very switched on, guys, when these guys sold down, we actually grabbed this delta over here. Right? If you're really switched on, you would have had to been very fast. Obviously, this delta here is the backup. All right, now the sellers are cruising in. Guys, let them cruise in, please. So let them come in. What you want to do is watch your time, please. Johnny, you're done. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. So if you are a second-tier reversal trader, guys, Johnny's picked up a short followed by a long. So anybody that's a second-tier reversal trader, NASI, you've had 2 trades, guys, one before the session, one in the session. S&P, exactly the same stats. And FDAX at this stage, we haven't had a second-tier reversal yet, only first-tier reversals. So well done, mate. That's fantastic. Now, with all that said, Mercy, sorry, missed that. 100% correct. Yeah, 100% correct. All right, now it's going to do like Cody did a really good job, guys, during the week. Fred was on yesterday. He did a really, really good job as well. All we're going to do, guys, is just do what we do every day. For those that are new to what we do, we are very boring. We do the same thing every day. We don't change anything. We're very boring. But we aim for a very high strike rate. That's why we do what we do. That's why we do what we do. So last 90 seconds, guys, 35 minutes into the session. Let's just have a look. We're going to wait for the candle to close on NASDAQ. We're just going to assess what these guys are up to. FDAX at this stage. Remy, you've done well today, mate. Well done, well done, well. All right, so at this stage, sellers own the stair step on FDAX, guys. We're looking for longs. So if you can be super cheeky on FDAX, guys, if the sellers sell below this delta entry point, guys, at 457, 457, nice size engine, 457. If we can sell under 457, guys, under 457, it would be really smart if we can sell underneath this candle here as well. Like really smart if we can do that. So it would be lovely to see the sellers push in and get absolutely whacked. All right, so just watch for them. Just watch. Come on, sweetheart. Come. Down you come, please. So for the FDAX traders who are already very profitable at this point in time, that's it. Come on, down you come, please. For the FDAX traders that are already very profitable, guys, I just remind you of your daily KPIs, which many of you are well over, guys. So please don't overtrade. Right? There's always tomorrow. That double bottom, guys, on FDAX, I would love a lower low. Slightly more advanced traders, you can put your order on at 457. First target is 5 points, please. If you are going to go long, guys, if you are going to go long at 457 on FDAX, you're holding around 28 points of risk. All right, holding around 28. I would love a lower low. NASDAQ, I've missed an entry on NASDAQ. No, sorry, my fault. So again, guys, the entry on NASDAQ, waiting for this candle to close. All right, then you wait for the sellers to sell back down underneath and you pick up these black diamond deltas long. That triple is also valid, guys, on NASDAQ. I do apologize. I've missed a NASDAQ trade. Guys. So again, the NASDAQ, guys, big sell down here. Absolutely brilliant. Those two little double diamond deltas there, once the candle had closed, that retrace, that rejection, absolutely brilliant. The signal's already gone, guys, so please don't try and chase the NASDAQ. The FDAX is getting very angry, guys, so do not chase the NASDAQ long, please. What's your profit at the moment? 245, so you're over your goal. Right, so I'm just going to issue my wife with a speeding ticket for being over her daily goal and playing with her mouse. So for anybody that is over your daily profit goal, please stop trading. even my wife has to akin to that. She's done very well today, guys. Very, very well. So again, if you're over your daily goal and you know you're over your daily goal, guys, you can wait for the turn of the hour if you want to. Okay, but behave. Oh. All right, so guys, we were waiting for the lower low on the FDAX to get filled at that price level of 457, so 457. At this point in time, the sellers are too strong. Guys, it's going to be a little bit too much risk. All right, now, okay, here come the buyers. That 457 entry, guys, the 457 entry is valid on FDAX if you can hold 25 points. If you can hold 25 points of risk. There is a smarter entry, guys, on FDAX, which is over the top of these 76 fibs, reinforced by the 133. So if you're a slightly more advanced trader, I say advanced, guys, because it is a dynamic entry. Again, let's just watch what these guys do. We're just cruising into the last 90 seconds. So for the junior traders, I would say we'll just chill out for the close of the candle. Okay, for the senior traders who've gone long over the top of the 76.8 fib, your entry's at 47, your first target's 52. I would suggest when the buyers grab this, they're going to go through the 52. They're then going to go and trigger that delta and probably go around 25 points. So here they go. So anyone that's long off the 76 fibs, you can take the delta long, guys, at 457 if you can hold the risk. Now, if you're long at 457, okay, if you're long at 457 on the FDAX, right, your first target is 62. Your first target is 62. So worst case scenario, you're long on the delta. You're at your first target at the moment. You've gone through your first target. So guys, if you are going to hold this, I want you to try and hold it. Try and hold the long for 15 minutes. The best long, guys, was off these 76 fibs down the bottom here. All right, so with a little bit of experience, guys, if you are long at 447, try and hold it for 25 points. If you're on the delta, you've gone through your first target. You've just punished your first target again. So for the delta traders, you've got a lower low. Guys, this is going to roll over into a second tier reversal. Okay, Daniel. But Daniel, we need to muck around with your ATM a little bit, I think, right? So FDAX traders, that is a second tier reversal long. Just double checking, it is. So guys, if we get even the remotest little bit of selling here on FDAX, which is coming in, okay, that black diamond delta long plus 1 point. So there is a long, guys, on the FDAX at 467. So there's a long at 467. It's the first second tier reversal of the day. All right, first second tier reversal. If you are going to go long, guys, on FDAX, we would be looking for a 5-point first target. Okay, 5-point first target. Yeah, Daniel, we might have to loosen your ATM only because you're getting too many +2s. So a number of people, Daniel, are using touch 7 pay 2 to try and give the market a little bit more room to move because it's quite volatile at the moment. Okay, so with all that said, I've missed a trade on NASDAQ, guys. I do apologize for that. For the FDAX, okay, second tier reversal long, guys, on FDAX. Right, the longs at 6.7, with the first target being 72, and it's literally just punished that target. Now, the flip side of that, guys, the risk on the tier 2 reversal for most of the FDAX traders is probably a little bit too much. Right, probably a little bit too much. Again, more than 25 points, and I tend to shy away from the trade myself. Now, let me just watch what's going on here. So, Nazi, I'm going to give you guys a couple of circles. I'll give you guys a couple of circles just so we can monitor what most people have done. We took that SBR long. Guys, I missed those deltas there, or we took that little delta long over there. All right, so this stage, Nazi's only sitting at 2 trades. Guys, 2 trades. I missed the third trade, which is a bit annoying. So you guys are sitting at 2 trades, 2 wins. Guys, my wife has traded these exact trades, and she's over her daily KPI. So she's just run away. Anton, the higher time frame fibs are more valid. Great question. Right, so that Fibonacci there, I can get rid of that Fibonacci there. And effectively what these guys are doing today is they are trading off the 60-minute chart Fibonacci's. These ones just here. So what you might want to do, you might want to use a smaller Fibonacci here just to basically get context with these larger moves. So just to bring the larger moves into a degree of context. Okay. Now, guys, just be aware on the FDAX, we've got a very, very strong long, but the FESX is trading into the all-time high, and it's R1. Now, I'm more concerned about the all-time high than I are the R1. So I'm more concerned about that. Typically, this signal on FDAX is going to move back up to at least here. So it'll be interesting to see what it does over the next 15 minutes. That might mean, guys, that the FESX traders challenge their all-time high. All right, so really important point. As for the FDAX traders, is we're always looking at the FESX to find out what it's doing. And if it's running into very, very key market levels, we just trade the FDAX a little bit more carefully, guys. So 5-point first target, very, very easy to get. And then we might go for 5s and 25. So if we get a little run, we're on the right side of the market. No doubt about that. Now, Nazi, as I said, as that little triple came through, so that's these little deltas here, that the deltas are valid. Guys, these deltas are valid. Now, the deal with the deltas is they're going to try and move through to halfway through the trend indicator, which looks like this. All right. So again, if you are on those deltas, guys, as your volatility starts to drop, so a lot of people love going for 1/4 of the PVI. So let's say at the moment that's about 16 ticks. So if you are on the deltas, guys, you'd be looking for these guys to go about this far in your favor. So that would be a 16 tick first target, and then I'm going to see what I can get my hands on. Now, as we come into the turn of the hour, At this point in time, the buyers own the stair step on both American markets, so I'd suggest we're going to turn to the downside first before going the other way. Andy, well done. FDAX traders, if anybody's on the tier 2 reversal that I've spoken about already, if anybody's on the tier 2 reversal, you are looking for a 5-point first target. Right, so entry 67. Guys, your first target is 72. And you're also going to try and hold that trade for 15 minutes. Now, the deal with holding for 15 minutes is that will take you into the hourly close. Right now, so just be aware that, again, it's a very, very strong signal. No question about that. The only thing about the FDAX is the FESX is trading into the highest point it's ever traded. So if the FESX doesn't decide to push the all-time high, that is going to have an effect on the FDAX trade. All right, so that's just the way that the FESX rolls. Now, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. So at this stage, guys, the buyers own the stair step on the American market. So we are expecting sells. We are expecting sells on the close of the hour. At this point in time, the sellers own the stair step on Europe. So the sellers own the stair step on Europe. We're looking for buys on the turn of the hour. You've got 30 points on the FDAX, mate. That is absolutely incredible trading, Rog. Mate, well done, mate. That is awesome. I'd suggest a lot of that had to do with ratios. I imagine you've done that's a huge result, mate. Well done. Okay, well done. What I'll do is I'll just target these two little deltas here. We know about this one. We also know about what's going on with the FESX and its all-time high. That's a huge result, mate. Rog, well done, mate. That's absolutely brilliant. Ratio and second tier reversal. Okay, mate, fantastic. Now, the slightly more advanced traders have traded off the 133 extension, which is down here. You may have also traded off the larger chart Fibonacci that Cody pointed out for us. Guys, that is a really, really lovely series of reversals down there. Great series of reversals. And guys, we'll just wait for the turn of the hour. So anybody that is new to what we do, again, if you've got any questions at all, the last 15 minutes, normally these sessions will slow down. As the reason being is we're waiting for the institutions to position on the 60-minute charts. At the moment, buyers own the stair step on the 5-minute chart, so we are expecting a sell down, guys, a sell down at the start of the new hour. If the sell down cannot be sustained, then we're going to get some really lovely buying momentum going back the other way. All right, so we'll just see what they're doing. Start to scan the larger charts. Let's have a look here. All right, at this stage, the buyers don't have control of the NASDAQ. All right, so let's have a quick look. S&P 500, they don't have control of that either. Okay, so our initial conclusions, guys, about if the S&P closes underneath this, our preference is to initially sell, then buy back. That's actually gone quite well for us. On the 60-minute charts, hello, 60-minute chart. On the 60-minute chart, we're about to get the potential for a 60-minute chart swing trigger long. It's a 60-minute swing trigger long. FDAX, we definitely do not trade in the last 15 minutes. So we are literally 12 or so minutes from the market, turning. I would suggest as the only trade we're allowed to take on the FDAX. Right, so the only trade will be a reversal off the previous pivot. Okay, that's the only one we can trade. Again, if we were to get a static entry, so these sellers can't sell down and basically stop. If they stop, we may be looking for a lower low and a 76 style trade. We may be looking for that. At this point in time, though, FDAX traders, you've had a couple of really good trades. Rogers, obviously. Daniel, you took the delta long, and your entry was at 66. It's gone to 72, so it's only gone 6 points. Okay, all right, we'll just go and get it back for you, mate, if you've had a loss on that one. Now the risk on the delta, mate, the risk on the delta 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, so around about 28 points. So the risk ideally is probably a little bit too much for most people. It's hiding down here. What we should do, if these guys can't sell down again, we will send you long and we'll go and get all of that back. Right? So don't despair about a loss. As for myself on the FDAX, if a trade's got more than 25 points of risk, I simply just won't take the trade. So, and the reason being is if I took a trade today, let's say this little delta here, but I got in on the delta with only 10 points of risk, I would have got in on the delta. It would have stopped me out at 10 points and then gone back through a profit target, which is very demoralizing as when that happens. Okay, very demoralizing. Now, for the FDAX traders, at this stage, we're still looking for long range longs. So there's the Fibonacci on the 60-minute chart. At this stage, if the sellers cannot close, below this little 60-minute chart breakpoint, the buyers are going to run the market as inside the new hour. Okay, we'll just wait to see what these guys do. Now down to the 15-minute charts. Let's have a look. At this stage, if the FDAX was to buy, inside the new hour and we get anywhere near 476, they're going to trigger a 15-minute chart reversal. All right, so at this stage, S&P 500 15-minute chart, guys, I do believe we're going to buy right across the board. No question about that. However, coming into the hourly close, we'll just let them close. It's around about 8 minutes from now. We'll let them close. This looks like it's going to go long. Now for the FDAX, you got one, then they went up two. So we've got three selling phases eyes on the FDAX, and at this point in time, the selling phases are not working. Right, selling phases are not working. So what it means is it looks like the FESX is going to try and push its all-time high. So if we do get a little buying candle down here on the FESX and it closes over the all-time high, then we're going to see some pretty good buying right across the spectrum. So no new trades, guys. No new trades at this stage as we cruise into the hourly close. Let's just watch very, very carefully what these guys are doing. Now, a great little lesson on FDAX. Now, it is an expensive lesson, but it's a good lesson. All right, to trade this delta here, because the delta was created by this candle here. The stop loss to trade the delta is behind the candle, just there. Okay, now what does that ultimately mean is at this stage, as we cruise into the turn of the hour, the delta has got around 28 points of risk, which is just too much for most traders, unless you're on the micro contract. But I wouldn't get in the habit of saying the FDAX has got too much risk. I'll drop down to the micro contract, because if it's got too much risk on the FDAX, guys, you'll generally find the market will peel back against you. All right, so what we're going to watch for on FDAX at this stage, at the moment, sellers own the stair step. So we've got 6.5 minutes to go until the change of the hour. We would want the sellers to sell down a little bit, guys, inside the new hour, and then pick up exactly that same delta trade. If we were to sell down any lower, guys, like this little sell down just here, then this delta over here means you're carrying around about 25 points of risk. But because the sell down screws down here and failed, you can pick up that delta there, and you're only carrying the risk behind the most recent retracement just here. So we'll just see what these guys do. And for the FDAX traders, as if you keep on getting touched out at touch 5 pay 2, as a number of the bigger FDAX traders have come back saying they prefer touch 6 pay 1, guys, or touch 7 pay 2. Now, interesting lesson here, guys, on FDAX. Okay, interesting little lesson. That's a 5-point target on the delta, right? That's a 5-point target, that little yellow box. If you had your stop loss down here on that delta trade because you don't mind the risk, it's just gone through its profit target. Now, this is also, guys, on FDAX, it's a second tier reversal long. So they will generally show you what they're thinking after 15 minutes. So these guys have showed some initial buying, then they've sold down, basically tested where the Fibonacci's are sitting, and now they're trying to buy and produce profit targets. All right, so ultimately that's what's going on, and we are 5 minutes or so from the market shifting. For the big traders, as this FESX looks like it's just tried to basically completely reprogram its all-time high. So that's the highest the FESX has ever been. This is a big sign, guys, that we may be selling Europe. It's a big sign we might be selling Europe. What does that ultimately mean? Is we would need to sell down first. So we would need to sell down first on the FDAX, fail at Fibonacci, turn around and come back through, because the buyers, guys, have just stolen the stair step on the FDAX. Now, that's for new trades. For anybody that is long on the second tier reversal, as you might be long on the second tier reversal, trying to hold it for a full 15 minutes. That's 1, 2, 3. So effectively, we've pushed back towards the middle of the MDI, or just the MDI seems to be the only enemy, guys, we can get on second tier reversals. The MDI is the thing that's going to hold these guys up a little bit. All right, so with the sellers now owning the buyers own the stair step on the FDAX, as we would need to reverse long again, pick up this little delta over here, for example. We would need these guys to sell down as inside the new hour, fail badly, turn around and come back through again. With 3 minutes and 20 seconds until the gun goes, the American markets, let me have a quick look. Okay. What I would be looking for the American markets is a close over 6,885, so S&P 500 traders. If we close over 6,885, here, if we close over 6,885, then we're going to be looking for longs. If we close under 6,885, we're going to be looking for shorts. Why is this, guys? Buyers own the stair step on both US markets, so we're looking for sells versus buys. Looking for sells versus buys. For those that want to trade, guys, very, very carefully, you would be looking for exactly the following on both American markets. At the moment, you're setting up reversal short. You can see the ratio SBR setting up. What you'd be looking for is the buyers to push up as inside the new hour, which is in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. You'd be looking for the buyers to push up, fail, and then pick up those static bar reversals short. For the FDAX traders, at this stage, guys, we're looking for sells down first. We're looking for sells down. I need to get down here, guys. I need to get down here in order to pick up a really, really lovely reversal, guys, on the FDAX, and they are probably going to move pretty quickly. Right? So pretty quickly. For the pro traders out there, guys, so far today, every single second tier reversal that we've got on every market has produced profit, guys, which is really exciting for those that are into second tier reversals. Mind you, the first tiers have worked, guys, but it's the second tiers that have paid the big targets. Now, if I've got anybody long, guys, I may have people long on the FDAX on the second tier reversal. If you are long on that, you're looking for a 25-point target. All right, so entries here at the delta or just above the delta at, let me just have a quick look. Your entry for the second tier reversal is at 467. So you're looking for these guys to go to all the way up to the top of the gap, which mathematically they are capable of doing. There is no question about that. Hey, Steve, how are you, mate? I hope you're brilliant. So again, how to pull apart these second tier reversals. Volatility is low, right? So some of you on the FDAX might be going for 5s and 10s because the volatility is low. Others might be going for 5s and 25s. Now, what we're looking for at this stage, again, let's watch the FESX. Because this is probably one of the first second tier reversals long on FDAX where the FESX has literally been resetting its all-time high as we talk about it right now, as these buyers are very strong. Well, they were. First, if the last 10 seconds comes in. Wow, the buyers were very strong and they just got drilled. All right. Oh, nice little gap up on FESX. All right. So let's just, guys, we'll just play by ear. At this stage, the NASDAQ traders, guys, you have a static bar reversal short. Let me just check the 50 fib of the micro trend. Goes from here to here. So at the moment, guys, the NASDAQ traders, your short assumes a close over the 50 fib of the micro trend, which is a very aggressive trade. Now, there's nothing wrong with going short on the NASDAQ. As if you are very good at what you do, I wouldn't recommend it because of that Fibonacci. All right. Now, if the S&P 500's got the same, let me just get rid of that. If the S&P 500's got exactly the same Fibonacci, then I would doubly not recommend going short, simply because these guys absolutely hate the 50 fib of the micro trend. All right, absolutely hate it. Modafi, MR, I hope you enjoyed the session. So, Steve, nice work. Toby got 5 on the FTX. Well done. Made good risk control. Perfect. Now, for the Nazi traders, at this stage, I'm not recommending the short because of the 50 fib of the micro trend on both American markets. So the FTX, guys, has triggered the second tier reversal. It's only gone 12 points towards a 25-point target. But because we dropped into low volatility, 5s and 10s are probably smarter on the FTX. Now we'll wait for the sellers to sell down. Guys, if we come down here, sellers own the stair step. Which they now own the stair step. So let's just let these guys roll in. Guys, we'll wait for the buyers, ideally to grab the sellers, and we'll grab them. Yeah, Cole, you're on the money. It looks very, very ugly on the NASDAQ and S&P at this stage, but our rules are telling us don't go short. Right? So interesting point. It means we can only go long. FTX, sellers own the stair step. Right, sellers own the stair step. It would be immaculate. Immaculate if the sellers sell down, guys, down here around this 150 fib. It would be awesome to pick up the 133 extension Fibonacci just here. So we're looking for the sellers to sell down a little bit further on FTX, guys, a little bit further on FTX. Stick their toes in the water underneath these 76 fibs, and then the long will be as high as 445, 445 going back the other way. Guys, we'll just be very carefully how we tread on this one. We definitely want to see these sellers come in. So Nazi, because of the rules, I can't send you, which is a shame because it's probably going to make me look very silly at this point in time. But we have rules in place for a reason. If the sellers were to sell down on the NASDAQ and get below here, again, sell down here. If they got down here, I'd be wanting to grab these black diamond deltas going back the other way. All right, so at this stage, FTX traders, I've got a double bottom. I don't have a lower low. Sellers do own the stair step. There's no question about that. So just let these sellers come in, guys. We've just crossed the last 90 seconds on the FTX. So for those being very careful, you take your buy orders off, please. Take your buy orders off. We're looking to enter at 445. Once the sellers sell below us, we are in the last 90 seconds. So we would wait for this candle to close, confirm the signal is good to go in 1 minute and 9 seconds. And then we're going to put our order on at 445 with a backup being that black diamond delta there. All right, so I hope that's clear for everybody about exactly what we're doing. NASDAQ, you're going to make me look like an absolute turkey because that's a very aggressive trade. That's a 15-minute chart swing trigger short. I could have been a little bit more aggressive on that then. Could I have done that? Nothing on the 30-minute chart. It's all about the 15-minute chart. Steve, did you tell me that was coming? Ah, dear. Could have been a little bit more aggressive, guys, on the NASDAQ. could have been a little bit more fun, because what I would have done is use the 15-minute chart fib, guys, not the 5-minute chart fib, and we would have been clear for a short right on the turn of the hour. Fancy that. On both American markets simultaneously. That does annoy me. That does annoy me. Okay, FDAX at this point in time. All right, what have we got? Right, for the NASDAQ traders, guys, for the NASDAQ traders. All right, I want to see these guys push down well below the previous pivot. Nice, so well below the previous pivot, because we're right on the turn of the hour. So right below, so for the NASDAQ traders, guys, you are picking up along over the top of the previous pivot if you are a pivot trader on the NASDAQ. For the junior traders, we're going to wait for this candle to close. For the senior traders, you might look to enter, guys, up around the 657 mark. All right, so you're going to make the buyers come all the way up and collect your orders. Now, if that is the case, all right, now FDAX, sorry, over the top of the 76 fibs again, guys, or that 133. Sorry, a little bit late on that one. So FDAX traders, if you're a 133 extension trader, you've waited for the sellers to sell down, fail at 76 fibs. You may have gone long at 43. Well done, Giz. If you've gone long at 43, guys, your target's 48. You guys, FDAX traders, you're in low volatility trading now. So 5-point first targets, or 5 points on everything, is a really good way to do. Yeah, well done. The 133 extension has produced 4 trades today, guys. 4 really good trades. Nazi, guys, just let it fall, please. Just let it fall. Man, I'm really annoyed. I didn't see that 15-minute chart trade. Oh, look at the S&P. Holy moly. All right, so I've missed, as I've put my hand up on that, I've missed a stunning NASDAQ and S&P 500 trade. All I failed to do was look at the 15-minute chart, right? So we must make sure, guys, on the hourly turn, we look at the 15-minute chart, because particularly the NASDAQ here, guys, set up a -3 rated continuation to the downside. And look at what they're doing. They're demolishing each other. So I've missed a trade, guys. I've missed a trade. That is my fault. I do apologize. Yeah, I've missed a trade. That's 2 I've missed. I'll go and have a look, Steve. I'll go and have a look. Oh, okay. Now we've had the previous pivot. Did you? How close, Cole? How close did you? Oh, wow! Look at this. How close did you enter to that to the pivot? Did you grab it when it came down the first time? You may have grabbed it the first time through. Okay, Steve. Yeah. All right. So let these guys run. Oh dear, I've missed the trade. Yeah, Lee. I missed the 15-minute charts. So, guys. Look, every day the markets give you a really great lesson. Oh, well done. Every day the markets give you a lesson, guys. The question is, how can we make more money? So there's a great little lesson for you. As you come into the 60-minute close, make sure you look for signals on the 15-minute chart, because that is a 15-minute chart swing trigger short with room to the pivots, and it's absolutely catapulted to the downside. All right, so great lesson for everybody. I've made a mistake tonight. I've made a mistake in that I didn't look at the 15-minute charts right on the turn of the hour. FDAX, guys, has just set up a previous pivot reversal, right? So again, if you trade first tier reversals or first touch reversals, these guys have cruised down here, got below the previous pivot. You may have picked up the FDAX long over the top of the previous pivot if that is your style of trading. Guys, we're about to pick up a second tier reversal long on the FDAX as well. So if anybody's long off the previous pivot, if you are long off the previous pivot, then obviously you're on the right side of the market. A huge well done if you did get that. Now the flip side of that, we'll just see if these guys are going to load a second tier reversal here. If they do, the FDAX is probably going to go a little bit further. All right, we might also be staring down the barrel of an OSR trade here for the FDAXs. Wow. Huge meltdown. Okay, this is good, guys. I missed the trade, so I'm actually quite excited by this meltdown because everybody can walk away with a really good little lesson out of today, which is on the turn of the 60-minute charts. Make sure you look for signals on the 15. Absolutely. All right. So climactic reversals everywhere. For the NASDAQ traders, guys, if the sellers sell down, you've got a climactic reversal long over the top of the 50 fib of the day. S&P 500 traders, you've got exactly the same trade. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, they must sell down first and then buy the market. Now, if you are going to go long on the NASDAQ, guys, if you're going to go long on the NASDAQ, again, you would be looking for the S&P to agree, which it does, but you'd also be very, very careful because if they decide they want to keep selling, again, for the NASI traders, you could wait for a static entry. These sellers are brutal at this point in time. FDAX, you have failed to close a second tier reversal long. What has just occurred, though, is they've cruised down, tagged the previous pivot. So some of you on the FDAX may have gone long again on a double failure reversal long off the previous pivot at 425. If you are long on the FDAX, please try and hold it for 15 minutes. The reason being is if we get any more buying on the FDAX, if we get above the lower OSR and hold it, we could be in for an OSR reversal. And again, it could absolutely fly. Right? And so what I'd do on FDAX is if I was long from the previous pivot, I'd have a 5-point first target, which has been paid. And then I would have absolutely no risk. Absolutely no risk. I would suggest at this stage for the American traders, we wait for these guys to stop selling. They've basically triggered a 4-hour short, right? So there's our 4-hour short just here. They're triggering a 4-hour short. It's probably a 60-minute short as well. They've broken the stair step, guys, on the 60-minute chart. So for the FDAX traders, just double checking if you are trading long off the previous pivot. Guys, if that is what you do, the first time through, it's gone around 10 points, which is fantastic. If you've traded again, guys, off the previous pivot, your entry's at 425 or 424. You're looking for a 5-point first target, a 25 to 50 point second target. But once your 5-point target is paid, you're not going to have any risk on your long range trade, please. Now, if that's your style, guys, if that's your style of trading, if these buyers do close back inside the OSR here, we're going to get an OSR reversal on FDAX. That should move at least 25 points positive. Right? So for those that are long off the previous pivot, right, if you are long off the previous pivot on FDAX, guys, you've gone through your first target. You have no risk on your second long range target, please. Right? So if these guys want to reverse now, 1 minute and 50 seconds, if they close inside that lower OSR, it is highly likely the 25-point target will be paid. But please have no risk on the FDAX, guys. It looks like the Americans are very cranky, as we can see. Okay. So just let these guys, let them cruise down, guys. Let them cruise down and fail badly. That means we'll wait for the candle to close, and then we're going to look for a trade. Now close the gap. I'm just going to show the 15-minute chart each time. It has created a major low. Okay, let me just have a look. So NG 15-minute chart, bomb. Okay. So it would be very smart. It's very, very smart for the NASDAQ traders at this point in time, right, to run a Fibonacci from here to here. So you're going to draw the Fibonacci up to catch them on the way down. Okay, that matches the 50 fib of the day, which is perfect. So we might be looking for a long, as we might be looking for a long on both American markets. Now the sellers look like they've run out of steam. Now, it would be absolutely amazing if we can push back over the 50 fib of the day. FDAX traders, 33 seconds. Are they going to close the OSR trade? Are they going to close the OSR trade? Yeah, got it. Yeah, mate, Steve, spot on the mark. Spot on the mark. So at this stage, guys, American markets, we're waiting for closed candle trades. FTAX, we're doing the same. The only exception to the FTAX is if we push back down below the previous pivot. So if we push back down below the PP again, so down here, then you're going to be looking at a long, guys, over the top of the previous pivot. If you are a previous pivot reversal trader on FTAX, as you're looking for the next candle to sell down underneath the previous price movement, right? So again, come down here, please. Come down here and fail very badly. All right, now you can put an entry on, guys. It's a 425. It's a 425 entry long on the FTAX if you are a pivot trader. Guys, now at this stage, your entry's at 425. Your first target is at 430, or first target and risk control point is at 430. Now, let's just watch what they're doing. Again, guys, you're being a little bit careful. So FTAX has not been picked up, guys, at 425. Geez, you got a negative on the FTAX. Okay. So just watch. You got picked up. Okay, you got picked up at 425. Okay, on my screen, I haven't been picked up. Now, if you are going to go long on the FTAX at 425, so Giz has been picked up. I haven't actually had price touch me yet. Okay, just let them do what they're doing. Okay. I'm just watching the clock, guys. I'm watching the clock. With the FTAX, we normally get picked up, guys, certainly well before the last 90 seconds. All right, well before. I've got no signals, guys, no signals on the other markets. We're basically waiting for the sellers on the S&P and the NASDAQ to stop. Okay. All right, FTAX, the buyers are now coming in. Still not engaged at 425. Yeah, we are. Actually, that's a good point, guys. The volume on FTAX is actually well below 300 at this point in time. Well below. So again, guys, I haven't been picked up at 425 on FTAX. Again, I like getting picked up in the first 90 seconds, certainly not the last 90. So just watch them very carefully. At this stage, all right, this is going to go right down to the wire for the FTAXs. What's our volume like? 138. All right, so at this stage, guys, for those traders that like entering statically on the FTAX, all right, then again, these guys, 1 minute and 50 already, or 1 minute and 50 to go. We're probably going to take our order off, right? So if you've got an order on sitting on at 425, then I would take the order off, guys, and basically wait for this candle to close. What we're looking for now is basically the buyers to push back inside the previous pivot, stay inside the previous pivot, and then we're going to look for an entry 1 point over the top of the current body at 427. But we're going to look for that entry as in the new candle, not in this one. Now, NASI at this point in time, everybody knows why the NASDAQ has absolutely plummeted, and that's because I missed a 15-minute chart trade. Lesson to everybody, guys. I do apologize for that. That is, holy moly, biggest move of the day, and I've missed it. It was a 15-minute chart swing trigger short. So note to everybody, if you are rolling over into the turn of the hour, the last thing you should be checking is the 60, the 30, and then the 15-minute charts in that series. And we could have actually then gone short on both American markets and tried to hold for 15 minutes. And if that's the case, we would literally be looking at scrubbing our short trades now with an enormous amount of profit. That's a very big trade. But a good lesson, guys, a really, really good lesson for everybody, which I think is important. Now, what have we got? Oh, so we're 20 minutes into the second hour. At this stage, the previous pivot reversal is not going to reload for us on the FDAX. In fact, looks like we're coming down to an absolutely massively critical market point here on FDAX. Now, I said at the start of the session, see this one here, we've got a gap to close at 24224. That is more than 200 points away from where we're currently trading. More than 200 points away. Come on there. Okay. All right. So, look, any questions at all, guys? DAX volume is a little bit low. I certainly can't send you long, guys, on the FDAX at this stage. Can't send you long. I can strip some of these fibs off. There's no question about that. Nazi, we're looking for a low ratio. We're looking for a low ratio signal. So looking for a low ratio signal. Okay, and we're about to get that. The lower low, guys, on Nasdaq, okay, does allow our slightly more advanced traders to pick up these little black diamond deltas over here on the left-hand side. So if you waited for this lower low to push down, these deltas just here on the Nasdaq potentially are the first crack at these guys reversing the market properly. Now, it would be really nice to have agreement from the S&P 500. For the static bar traders, you're waiting for the Nasdaq to stop selling, guys. Stop selling before we get a buy, or you're looking to join the selling if we get an efficient candle to the downside, which we don't have just yet. Well, guys, when the market bolts like this, we know why it's bolted. Again, the risk can be a problem, as there can be too much risk on the trades. And then you just sit back and say, all right, that's okay. I'll just chill out and wait. So 1, 2. Okay, middle of the MDI. All right. Now, again, for those that are on the FDAX, we obviously can't go long. We do have an efficient candle to the downside, guys. I didn't put you into that trade because the FESX was into yesterday's high. I would suggest the Europeans are going to go and try and close that gap, guys, which is a very, very long way from where we are at the moment. So I would suggest, guys, this big sell down is occurring. Honestly, I think the big sell down is occurring on the US markets. We know it's triggered 4-hour chart trades and similar things. I think these guys are going to try and sell down, as anticipating a positive news out of the White House regarding the return of the government, so the reopening of the government. Now, if that does occur today, we should be looking at a really, really, really positive bull run, unless of course, there are surprises with the signing of that document. So, guys, lesson of today is to on 60-minute turn, watch for 15-minute chart trades. There is no question, and if you do get that trade, guys, try and hold it for a minimum of 15 minutes, which would have actually ended up being one of the biggest trades we've got in the last couple of months. But a great lesson, guys, a great lesson to watch for tomorrow. At this stage, for the DAX traders, again, all we're looking for is an efficient candle short. There's this one here. I didn't send you short because the FESX was into a pivot. As it turns out, the FESX down the bottom here is just gliding through pivots. So this sell down is pretty. This sell down's a pretty aggressive sell down. There's no question at all. Now that little green Fibonacci, we can get rid of that. We don't need that one anymore. Guys, if there's any questions at all, we're literally 24 minutes, guys, 24 minutes into a 30-minute second session. If there's any questions at all of anything, please don't be shy. 24459, 244 Very much so, Toby. Like huge point. Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I'm kicking myself. I've missed 3 trades and they're monsters. We live to fight another day, though. Yeah, we live to fight another day. That being said, guys and girls, now young Arlen is going to come back very soon. We're not going to pick up another trade, guys, that we're allowed to take. That's most of these have got too much risk now. If you are trading a little bit later on tonight, guys, I would not be surprised at all if these markets sell down to key Fibonacci levels, turn around, and I would be very surprised if they don't skyrocket off the back of the document being signed by Donald Trump that says that the economy is now open. Guys, the economy is now open and ready to rock and roll. For those that love Asia, guys, if you love Asia, great little lesson on NASDAQ. Okay, so we basically got stuck at the Asian high. They've sold almost all the way down to the Asian low. So that's a huge move. I'm just a little bit annoyed I missed the trade. And I've missed, so for Steve and Toby, I've missed a huge trade on the FDAX. So Steve, well spotted. Well spotted. That's awesome. That's awesome. So guys, we got off to a great start. There's no question about that. Got off to a good start, and then we got into a bit of a channel, which is fine. Nazi, looks like you had 3 really good trades. S&P same, FDAX a little bit more than that, and then I've missed this sell down, which is my fault. Alan, how are you? We've had a good session. Markets are no longer happy. They're very cranky, and I missed a stunning sell signal, so that's my fault. But we've all learned from it, and we'll come back tomorrow and we'll fix it. And for TTP, we'll come back next week and we'll watch for exactly that move on the 60-minute turn. So, that's me.
I am very happy, guys and girls. 1 second. One moment. All right. Well, Lachlan, thank you so much for another wonderful session. I'm very happy about that. Very happy to have you back after your Bali trip. Guys and girls, as Lachlan says, guys and girls, very happy that you had a fun session. I wanted to remind you about a fun thing that we have a promotion for Black Friday. We have 25% off for challenges up to 50K, one phase. So you should definitely check it out. We do have a lot of things coming, more live trading rooms, great things in 2026. Great things for the holiday season as well. Little teaser. We're going to have fun stuff. But until then, okay, don't have any more updates. Lachlan, thank you so much for another fun session. And we'll see you again at the live trading room with the Trading Pit and Samurai Day Trading on Thursday next week. And whoever is trading with the live trading room tomorrow with Samurai, enjoy.
Sounds great, Alan. Thank you, TTP. And guys, thank you, everyone. I think we did well today. And I'll see everybody tomorrow in the LTR. I was ready to rock and roll. Thank you, Alan. Bye, guys.
See you.
Bye.